experienced acute liquidity strains. You all remember that. This reflected a structural liquidity mismatch at the heart of their operations, with them offering on-demand liquidity to investors, while at the same time investing in more illiquid assets.
We've created a model over a century of intentionally making it difficult and illiquid under the guise, which is typically done at a federal level, of protecting the individual.
You know, when you start talking about debt, derivatives, data, oil, palladium, stocks, ETFs, bonds, you name it, flowing through this token, and then being disseminated out, that's a lot of different types of value, and I didn't even name them all.
The CEO of Ripple, associated with XRP, was in Antarctica with Klaus Schwab and Christine Lagarde several months back, which was kind of a red flag for anyone that's invested in it. But at the same time, was this the passing of the hat?
I'm not focused on the price of XRP over 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months. I'm focused on the price of XRP over 3 years and 5 years. I have no qualms saying definitively, if we continue to drive the success we're driving, we're going to drive a massive amount of demand for XRP because we're solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem.
Know what you hold?
On-demand liquidity. Where was Gary Gensler?
Enjoy the ride, pal.
If you got a bag, welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more 1 o'clock news. No breakfast, no coffee, just straight extra foolishness. Shout out to the latest sub. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in. Go ahead, throw on those pilot shades. Buckle up, because the future is extra bullish. Let's go full speed, full throttle into the cryptoverse. We got XRP currently right around 38.5 cents, down about 0.22% in the past 24. We got XLM 8.5 cents, up about 0.65% in the past 24. Taking a look at the total global cryptocurrency market cap today, 893 billion, up about 0.5%. In the past 24 hours, we got BTC right around 17K, and we got ETH right around 1,300. Plans within plans. The sooner people understand this, the better. In politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way. XRP plans within plans. Did she really say on-demand liquidity? This is not real life. Somebody pinch me. I must be dreaming. We must be getting close.
Crypto ecosystem. Money market funds experienced acute liquidity strains. You all remember that. This reflected a structural liquidity mismatch at the heart of their operations, with them offering on-demand liquidity to investors, while at the same time investing in more illiquid assets. That is because we must contend with potentially new sources of financial stability risk. For example, one area in which the financial system is adapting to new technologies is in the so-called crypto assets and decentralized finance, DeFi. Crypto assets are exceptionally volatile and pose considerable risks to consumers. Recall, after peaking in November 21, that was just a year ago, the price of Bitcoin fell by almost 75% in 1 year. And only last month, we saw the chaotic, complete collapse of FTX, a crypto asset exchange once valued at $32 billion, and a critical player in that field. While the impact of such episodes has been contained so far, systemic risk could easily arise from increasing interlinkages between the crypto ecosystem and the traditional financial system. Policymakers, including macroprudential authorities, must carefully consider if and how the crypto ecosystem needs to be regulated. Europe has been at the forefront here, with the Agreement on the Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, also known as MiCA.
The transformation of wealth is upon us. HODL, that HODL, on-demand liquidity. When asked why private markets are illiquid, linked to CEO Bill says, it starts with Washington, D.C. We created laws over a century of intentionally making it difficult under the guise of protecting citizens. What they want done is shut out 99% of the market.
Why do you think that today's private market is illiquid?
Probably starts with Washington, D.C. I mean, we've created laws since the 1933 Act, the 1940 Investment Company Act. We've created a model over a century of intentionally making it difficult and illiquid under the guise, which is typically done at a federal level, of protecting the individual. So it's like the SEC's charge since the beginning was to work against all those people who sold swamp land in Florida in 1928 that caused the crash in 1929. And ever since then, they have been promoting and proselytizing the fact that they're doing everything that they do at the federal government level, at the regulatory level, to protect the citizen. But what they've done is shut out 95% of the market, 99% of the market from being able to invest in this asset class. I'd link to, we don't believe that that is protecting the individual and the investor. We think it may be protecting Goldman Sachs or major investment bankers on Wall Street. This is the domain of large institutional buyers. No one has managed to bring this asset down to the level of us. I mean, average, it's not that these type of products can be sold to anyone. You need to be an accredited investor, which means, you need to meet certain regulatory requirements. But even with that, there are roughly 100 million people in the world who would qualify to be accredited investors according to the regulatory rules. And there are fewer than 1 million that are invested in this asset class. They're shut out of it because of the cost, because of as you said, the complexity, because of the risk. All of those various elements are built in at the lowest level, laws and regulations that we started promulgating 150 years ago, and they're still active today. So it's just, we haven't caught up in the country with the way that market actually.
They don't want you part of the new transformational technology, but you hold the keys to the new financial system, bags packed, locked and loaded. CZ Binance says, I've not met a single person in crypto who didn't think they got into crypto late, but we are still early. TikTok. Linda P. Jones, we have information that many currencies are going back to the gold standard. We trade gold. We have relationships throughout Africa. There are several countries that January 15th are going to the gold standard. Jimmy Valley.
And the consequences are going to be quite severe. I think the liquidity crisis is another thing we should talk about. Is once this liquidity crisis continues to spill over into some of these other exchanges, there could be a reason to utilize the on-demand liquidity too. So maybe they're, like Jimmy said, they're waiting for the right moment.
Well, I mean, we do have the BRICS nations that are lining up. The rest of the world, 80% of the world's population is now on the other side, opposing the dollar, if you will. And they're creating their own currency, possibly gold-backed. And so there could come a time where people, start using that and don't want to use the US dollar anymore, forcing the US to come up with its version of a gold-backed currency, which I've talked about. But how does that translate to XRP? And some people have talked about XRP being gold-backed. Other people say, no, it can't be gold-backed. Other people say, no, it's just, they're going to digitize gold. T, what do you think about that?
That's quite the rabbit hole, right? Yeah. So I personally do not see XRP on its own being pegged to gold. And the reason why I don't see that is because of the amount of value and different types of value that the XRP token has to even absorb before it disseminates it onto the ledger. So if you were to back it by gold, well, gold's not going to be the only form of value that it's responsible for facilitating. I think we see a situation similar to what you just said. I think almost every nation, if not all, that have gold reserves back their fiat by gold. And then I think with on-demand liquidity being that solution, from a practical standpoint, every time you want to transfer the value of gold or something backed by it, you wouldn't put gold on a plane and fly it across the world. You would essentially tokenize it and then, move it in a digitized form throughout a distributed ledger. So that's kind of the scenario I see happening here. I think, when you start talking about debt, derivatives, data, oil, palladium, stocks, ETFs, bonds, you name it, flowing through this token, and then being disseminated out, that's a lot of different types of value. And I didn't even name them all, not even close to what would be flowing through it. So
XRP, the interoperable one, whatever it is, it's going to need a bridge to the other side. Tom Emmer Gensler has repeatedly dodged Congress at the expense of investors, hasn't publicly appeared before the House of Financial Services since October 5th, 2021, leaving the U.S. to learn about the SEC's crypto investigations like the one into FTX through the media. Gary, you still there? Mr. Intuitive, nor the comment-making Joel Katz, the CEO of Ripple, XRP, the standard.
This segues in beautifully to the ISO coins, particularly XRP. I don't know if you have much to say about it or not, but the CEO of Ripple, associated with XRP, was in Antarctica with Klaus Schwab and Christine Lagarde several months back, which was kind of a red flag for anyone that's invested in it. But at the same time, was this the passing of the hat?
Was this the passing of the hat?
Was this some sort of ceremony? And the larger picture is, what the hell's going on in Antarctica?
The details of that meeting and others that have gone down there have actually been kept from me. I'm unaware exactly of what was discussed, but it almost certainly related to the new financial system and XRP's role in that. Whether or not that was coming from a white hat perspective or a black hat perspective, I can't really attest to. It's my understanding that XRP will be used as essentially a conduit for instantaneous money transfer, simply because it's very well secured, it's end-to-end encrypted, and the infrastructure is predominantly there already for it. Regarding Antarctica, Antarctica is a very fun place. There's a reason that it's called the Antarctic Ring. There's a reason that you've heard the term ice wall. There's a reason that 56 countries banned travel, even private self-funded travel, to the Antarctic shelf. And I believe it was in
XRP, the interoperable one. Know what you hold. Know why they want you out. Pull-proof. Trains leaving the station. Even had Barclays on the ATM. Mr. Pool, XRP. Cash point closing. I wonder why. The Phoenix is rising. We got the XRP Rain Dancers. Batch 5 sold out in 2 hours. We didn't even have a chance to post the announcement on Twitter because our Discord community swept them up. Thank you, everyone. We let our community get first dibs, so if you want one, make sure to join and jump inside the Good Times Rain Dancers Discord. Links will be down below. On XRP White-paper version 2, time for a new white-paper plus roadmap. 3x lifetime on XRP Platinum 10K OXP for 3 lucky retweeters. We also got XELON NFTs. Elon punks are ready to be minted. If you own one Elon punk token, you can now mint at the XSmart NFT marketplace. Spin the wheel to mint your Elon punk. Also, we got the public mint from the BPM Revellers. BPM Wallet is now live. The whitelist sale already sold around 33% of the supply, only about 67% up for grabs. Due to high traffic, press the refresh button above the attributes to be sure that you have the right image. BPM Revellers, public mint, now minting. With that being said, Bagman and Bag Ladies, I'm not focused on the price of XRP over 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. I'm focused on the price of XRP over 3 years, 5 years, and the longer they take, the more we get, the higher we climb on that XRP rich list. All boats rise.
A lot of these companies as competitors, because it's so early that look, we're trying to solve a payments problem, and there's people working on securities and identity and lending, and I love it. I want all boats to rise. And I think that's a good thing. But for us, we're going to invest in the XRP ecosystem. We're investing in the broader ecosystem. We certainly want to see XRP become even more liquid. And I think as we drive adoption, that will happen. You know, this isn't one of the questions, but I want to proactively comment on something. One of the things I say inside the company is I'm not focused on the price of XRP over 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months. I'm focused on the price of XRP over 3 years and 5 years. I have no qualms saying definitively, if we continue to drive the success we're driving, we're going to drive a massive amount of demand for XRP because we're solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem. These payment flows are obviously very, very large. And to the extent we continue to drive success of signing up more banks, introducing them to how we can solve not just a connectivity question with XCurrent, but a liquidity problem, a multi-trillion-dollar problem around liquidity called XRapid, I'm very confident about that longer arc of time.
The multi-trillion-dollar problem, where will you be when that liquidity crisis is finally solved and that on-demand liquidity is finally flowing and all boats, all bags rise to the cream of the crop? We'll catch you up here at the tippy top.